All it was is a Puffy and Suge Knight war. Puffy, Suge Knight, solve your damn problem. Come on now. You're messing with lives here. And that's exactly what happened. 2 lives were lost as a result of what? Stupidity?
Who do you think murdered your son?
The truth will come out.
Please, all the ladies and gentlemen, assemble. We're about to drop some bombshells on you, so hold on to your hats. This completely reverses the course of hip-hop's past. Former Diddy bodyguard Gene Deal has broken his silence about the tragic night that took the life of Biggie Smalls. Get ready to drool because we're about to spill the beans. Gene claims that the suspicious mark on Biggie's car was a match for the Bad Boy Records logo, suggesting that the killer had inside aid. The crowd erupts and gasps, "The worst is yet to come." Valletta Wallace, Biggie's mother, was furious when she learned that Diddy had misled her about the events of that fateful night. The crowd jeers loudly. Diddy, nevertheless, that's not all. Gene Deal just made a huge revelation. He disclosed that Biggie was transported in automobiles bearing secret stickers, despite rental agreements prohibiting tenants from doing so. Incredible, right? This minuscule piece of information may hold the key to solving Biggie's murder. Also, did you know that when telling Biggie's mom what occurred, Diddy left out this crucial detail? Gene claims it's obvious that the paid street crew put up those stickers on the automobiles. He didn't hold back, explaining his thinking in detail.
But Puff didn't have it on his car. You understand that? So only one that has an opportunity and only one that could have done that was somebody for the street team.
The head of security stated the street team had a role to play, although cryptically, the nature of that function is still unclear. But there is consensus that an insider was working with the criminal. The street team may have been the one who physically put distance between Biggie and Diddy's cars.
That there was more than one, different people was trying to kill us. Because somebody wanted to know, yo, if y'all gonna get big, here go the car with the stickers on it.
Gene's supporters stand firmly behind him, and each has their own theory about why the stickers wound up on the wheels of the vehicles. They think Valletta should question Diddy directly about what transpired on that terrible night. I always thought that was odd when I saw the Think Big stickers on the wheels of the Suburban. In the 1990s, whenever you did street team promotion, you always wanted the biggest signs possible. You would have people wearing big t-shirts, big posters, flyers, etc. When it came to vehicles, you did a wrap. If you couldn't afford a wrap, you did a magnet decal. Either way, the artwork was always at eye level. Door and windows. The problem with putting the promotion stickers on wheels is that no one is looking down. They are too small, and when the wheels turn, it will be upside down, and no one can read what says. Those stickers stuck out to me too, no lie. Gene's statements suggested that things between Puff and Biggie weren't as rosy as Biggie had made them sound. They were engaging in mutual financial exploitation.
Puff and Big wasn't as close as niggas you would think they were. Puff robbing Big, and Big was robbing Puff.
As long as I have a life, there's hope. Biggie's mother, Valletta Wallace, told EW exclusively while promoting the Netflix documentary Biggie, "I have a story to tell. I'll never give up, and I hope when I'm not in this world anymore, my friends and family will carry on the fight. There is always hope." In 2021, the grieving mother stated that she was unsatisfied with what Diddy told her and was determined to find out who killed her kid.
They should have had better security. They refused to hire more security. They didn't have it in the budget. Not without Big, they don't have no budget.
Valletta Wallace, the rapper's mother, appeared in a documentary honoring her son's life that included never-before-seen footage shot by Damian D. Rock Butler, a close friend who was present at the time of the rapper's untimely death. Wayne Barrow, Biggie's executor, made the documentary as a tribute to his friend whose life was cut short at the age of 24. Wallace made an effort to listen to the music that her son and his friends loved, even if she herself wasn't a huge fan of hip-hop or rap. It wasn't until she heard Big Papa for the first time that she thought she could enjoy it, despite the profanity. She makes a joke about how they were presumably playing a muted version of the song for her. Diddy's cover-up of her son's death is a painful memory, but she still felt a bond to her Notorious through his music, even though he was no longer physically present. After his passing, I heard a lot of positive and negative things that were being said about him. As a mother, I only wanted to hear positive things because I'm biased, she explains. I decided then I wanted to know more about his music. I read something in a magazine about him where the writer said something like, "What do people expect when you give a bum from the ghetto $1 million?" I was very hurt by that. I never raised my son to be a bum or a drug dealer, so I listened to his music and I asked a lot of questions. I cried like a baby while listening because what I heard was an intelligent human being. Let's travel back in time to the days before the untimely passing of Notorious B.I.G., a legend in the world of rap. Despite the increased tensions between the East and West Coasts after Tupac Shakur's murder, Biggie's manager, Diddy, did not employ additional security. It's not out of the question that Diddy had something to do with Biggie's premature death. The head of Diddy's security detail identified a second suspect he thought was working with Puffy in the operation. A member of Biggie's crew, he claims, disobeyed his orders to stay away from Diddy's location. Even though he promised not to bring Biggie to the Peterson Museum after party, Biggie's close friend and teammate D-Rock ended up doing just that. Witness Gene Deal suggests that D-Rock may have been bribed by Diddy to make such a statement. Gene further disclosed that Biggie was supposed to travel to London with Kirk Burroughs, but that he canceled this trip to attend the party thrown by Diddy and D-Rock. The fact that Biggie's mother, who found peace in her son's music after his murder, is still hurt by Diddy's apparent complicity in covering up the truth is tragic. The deal hasn't been finalized just yet. Even though his claims lack legal merit, he is unfazed. In fact, he has barely begun his work. Gene claims that on the night Biggie was killed, there were multiple security guards present, but incredibly, most of them were unarmed. You may be wondering why. The explanation is straightforward. They were just doing what they were told to do by Diddy. There was a fight on the coast, and you might be wondering why the security team didn't bring guns. The correct response is that they were carrying out the will of their superiors. Gene claims that Diddy's elaborate plan to bring Biggie to the brink of death included Biggie's brief stay in Los Angeles. If you find that shocking, you had better prepare yourself. Gene claims that Biggie's brief time in Los Angeles was all a part of Diddy's master plan to push him over the edge. Through audio sample, everyone knew Biggie's condition was bad and he couldn't run away or fight back, as Gene put it. Because of this, the lack of armed guards raises more questions than it answers. And if you were wondering if Diddy actually cared about Biggie, Gene has an answer for you as well. Diddy, it seems, cared only about Biggie's ability to make money under his label. That's quite a charge, but Gene stands by his account. Biggie was probably worried about losing his prominent position in the music industry because he was considering leaving Bad Boys. The public's reaction to this news has been mixed, with some speculating that Biggie's untimely death was caused by Diddy's focus on his own fame rather than Biggie's. Talking nothing but facts, Puff was scared he was going to be out of the music business after Big was about to leave Bad Boy and become what Puff is now and even bigger. Rest well, Big. Nonetheless, there are many who think Biggie was murdered because Diddy exploited the dispute as an excuse to get rid of him. It's common sense. If you, my homeboy, and I know that another coast is like near you at this point in time, why would I try to encourage you to go anyways? There's plenty of ways this situation could have got handled if someone really wanted to squash the beef. There is a lot of coverage in the media about the drawbacks of dealing with Diddy. It is common knowledge in the music business that Diddy maintains a hostile workplace. In an interview with The Breakfast Club, 50 Cent questioned why any musician would want to work with Diddy, given the latter's history of questionable behavior. 50 Cent also made a remark about Diddy's solo work, expressing confusion as to why any musician would want to collaborate with him in light of his present role as the leader of Revolt TV. Puffy might be the destination for anybody going nowhere, said 50 Cent. Nobody survived him. Even Biggie's mom agrees with 50 Cent. In an exclusive interview with the Daily Mail, Valletta expressed his frustration with the LAPD over their inability to solve the case. She even implied familiarity with the culprit. I have a very good idea who murdered Christopher, and I genuinely believe that the LAPD know exactly who did too. They've done their investigation, but they just refuse to move forward. I don't know why they haven't arrested who was involved. It seems to me that it's one giant conspiracy, and someone is definitely being protected somewhere down the line. In summary, Valletta is within her legal rights to question Diddy further about her son's death. A number of mysteries remain, such as who canceled Biggie's trip to London and why his car was tagged. It's also unclear why Diddy disregarded Gene's advice to strengthen security and why he wasn't in the same car as Biggie. Valletta, Biggie's executor, is having a hard time getting over her son's death and thinks that Diddy may have the answers she's looking for. And on that note, we'll see you next time.